score and every victory is a story waiting to be told. Sports Bit. Weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Now you have a voice.
Okay, guys, you know what time it is. It's time to talk sport, and sport we must. On that note, I welcome you to your morning latte. Yes, your morning breakfast sports show, Sport Beat on Voice of the People, 96.1 FM. And I'm your sport bishop, your magistrate, pilot of Prophet D, Professor Nonso Aruzichen. I'll be bringing you everything happening from the All-Africa Games that is ongoing to the UEFA Champions League games that went down yesterday. We're looking at the Conference League, also the UEFA Europa League, and not forgetting as well, we'll bring you up to speed with what's happening in Spain. Racism, big issue. Come on, how can we cop that? All these and more on the show, including tennis, basketball, talking about the NBA, and if time permits, big one from the tennis. We hear that Sabalenka has been dumped out. All these and more on the show, but I'm not alone. I've got my partner with me, and he's here to talk sport.
Fantastic morning to you and yours. This is the voice of Franklin Imona, the one you love to call Uncle Fine Boy, because I am the finest uncle talking sport in the capital city and beyond. No time to check time. Just so you know, we are currently streaming live on YouTube. Do well to rush to our YouTube channel to get more of this and so much more. And as well, previous edition on the YouTube address VOP 96.1 Abuja, and that is VOP 96.1 Abuja. Do well to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channels. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you get alerted whenever we are live.
Okay, guys, without further ado, let's go straight to the newspaper review.
The newspaper headline. News from the local scene.
Okay, we go straight to the newspaper review, and it begin from Complete Sports. Let's let you know. Let's one reads the 2024 Olympic qualifier. CAF changed kickoff time for Falcons versus Bayana. Still talking this Complete Sport. We hear Chelsea young star visit family in Nigeria. Athletico Dortmund beat Inter PSV to reach quarterfinal. This is about the UEFA Champions League. This is coming from Henry. It says Arsenal must avoid facing Man City, Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. I don't know why he's saying that. We hear Boniface would have made big difference for Super Eagles at the Afcon. This is coming from Jose Pesero. Africa Games 2023. Guzo Chad is flying Eagles to secure semi-final ticket. They play on Friday alongside the Falcon, and we'll let you know about that as well. And of course, UEFA Champions League Osimhen had little or no effect against Barca. This coming from Sashi. Then also moving on, we goes down where we have Zinchenko said to leave Arsenal amid interest from Bayern, and of where we hear NFF to unveil new Super Eagles coach that's coming in February. And then let's go down to the Nigerian Premier Football League. We hear that Lobby Stars maintain top spot, while Shooting Stars win away. For the CAF Competitions Cup procedures, for Champions League competitions drawn, already done and dusted. And then finally, we end with this. We hear UEFA Champions League, Hargreaves hails 17-year-old Barca debutant for stopping Victor Osimhen.
Alright, so let's touch down upon some newspaper, and from the local scene, this one says Olympics Bayana defender confidence of win over the Super Falcons. And this one says why I am the right man to coach Eagles. Makinwa seems that the Super Eagles job is the number one job in the whole of Africa, because not a day will come by that you do not hear a new man saying I am the best man for the job. Alright, let's progress on the Punch newspaper. This one says Finidi to lead Eagles against Ghana in Mali as a caretaker coach. My NPFL performance earned me Eagles invite. This one is from Tinubu, the newly called player to join up the Super Eagles, eulogizing his NPFL performance as the reason he is invited to the Super Eagles. Keeper learned from Nwabali Cadiz. This one is speaking Cadiz far away in Spain, saying that Wabali has become inspirational for their goalkeepers as they have learned so much from him. Still taking more stories from Punch newspaper. This one is from the African Games. Egypt extend lead in Nigeria in distant second. Egypt wait for Nigeria. Golden bronze for female yellow grains. Talking about the Nigerian cricket women team. Osijo James gold in weightlifting. And in the MPFL, Remo Pip Aimba 1-0 as Lobby maintains lead. And from football in the foreign scene, Sirideses look more in win a bust Europa clash. Atalanta will be going head-to-head with the opponent later today, and it's all about the Super Eagles. And this one says that the Pero defends Osimhen after Napoli's loss to Bayern Munich. And finally, from the foreign scene, this one says Aruna retains the Nigeria's #1 sport in ITTF ranking.
And now let's leave the porch and go to Sporting Life and start out from tennis, where we hear that Rafael Nadal to return to action at the Monte Carlo. That's what we're getting. Also, we have Cameroon scandals, 2 players banned. We talked about that yesterday. Saudi football to soft pedal on transfer spending. Are they getting tired like the Chinese Premier League? We'll wait and see. Super Eagles job at Munich 10 others. We hear they have a meet up for that job, like I said, very lucrative. That we must tell you. We have signed Lukaku. York urges Manchester United. Lukaku. Artist Alison Sir selected to create Olympic sculpture in Paris. Omar Asa inch closer to Haruna feet at Singapore Smash 2024. That's what about table tennis. Saudi football to soft pedal. We told you that already. His one comes in African players rise in latest ITTV ranking. Talking about the young stars. We hear that firearm to protect athletes in Olympic Village, and of course Samson Siasia and Monique 10 others meet deadline. Talking about the Premier League, we told you that one man records his first victory. I'm talking about Heartland Obi. The good of Heartland record their first victory in 18 games. Back to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so taking more newspaper headliner, but this time we will touch down Vanguard newspaper to check out the biggest sports stories making round from the newspaper. And this one says the Champions League quarter-final draw. It will be going down tomorrow, the 15th day in March, as we will know teams that will be going head-to-head in the quarterfinals. And Atletico Madrid beat Inter on penalties to reach Champions League semi-finals. Dortmund reached Champions League quarterfinals after urging past the PSG. Griezmann's return for Atletico's Champions League shutdown with Inter as he guided them to a quarter-final finish. A club vows no U-turn on Liverpool exit despite returns of Edward. Alright, taking more stories from Vanguard newspaper. Raya's penalty heroics and debate over Arsenal #1 sport. And Russia should not boycott Paris Olympics, says a sport minister. And taking more news from the foreign scene, Barcelona teenager Kubasi revealed how he stopped African best player Osimhen. And if you are a Manchester United fans, you should be celebrating as Mason Mount has returned to training after 4 months injury absence. And Rafael Nadal expected back on the clay at the Monte Carlo. And Mauricio Sarri resigns as Lazio boss. And police raid AC Milan headquarters after sale to Red Bird. And finally, from the locals, and this one says African Games Gusau charges Flying Eagles on semi-final ticket. And Sunday Olise opening to coach on the Super Eagles again as he vows to do well.
Okay, finally on the newspaper we go to this day. It says starting from football, it says NFF Technical Committee to meet on Pesero's successor today. Who would that be? We'll wait and see. Nigerian Yellow Greens clinch cricket bronze medal with win over Uganda. Europa League Salah ready to start for Liverpool at Sparta Prague. In the Premier League, we have Plateau United on go rampage as Lobo retains MPFL top spot, and Abdullahi re-elected as president of the Nigerian Archery Federation. Osimhen's teammate missed 10 million bonus after defeat at Barcelona. And this one says finally, sports stakeholders fought concession process on national sports in Lagos. We'll be leaving the newspaper review right now, and we'll be heading down to, of course, the local scene, bringing you all you need to know about that one. So let's head to the local scene.
News from the local scene.
Okay, guys, let's start off from the local scene. I'll start off all the way from the CAF qualifier for the Paris 2024. We hear that the encounter between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Bayana of South Africa has been moved an hour from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. This is due to the fact that the NFF wrote to CAF stating the heat. Yes, the heat in Abuja. So that game will go on 5 p.m. at the MKO Abiola National Stadium. Also, we gather that the game between Nigeria and South Africa second leg that will take place on Tuesday, 9th of April, the venue has been confirmed to be the Loftus Versfield Stadium in Pretoria, and that game will begin 7:30 p.m. local time, 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Fine, boy.
You look at the players that Coach Randy Waldron, of course, will invite to prosecute the game. These are foreign-based players, just a handful of them that are local-based. So if you look at the climate between Africa and Europe, you can tell that right here it is a relatively hot at this time of the year. So for CAF to oblige the request of the NFF concerning the time change, it's a laudable one for me. And kudos to CAF for at least playing that fatherly role between these two giants of Africa. Talking about the Bayana of South Africa and the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Now that the time has been changed from 4 to 5, the Sport Bishop definitely will be there to see the game live. And of course, enjoy good time because the weather should be calm at that time. So we are expecting the best from these ladies.
Okay, so talking more Nigerian football, this time to the All Africa Games. The NFF has frowned at the performance of the Flying Eagles under Coach Lamboso, saying that they've been unimpressed, but they're hoping that the boys will turn the tide and do Nigeria proud like other youth team has done in the future. And also they commended the Falcons, who has already gotten themselves a ticket to the semi-finals of that competition. Nigeria will take on Senegal, talking about the male counterpart, while the same day on Friday, tomorrow, the Falcons will take on Cameroon in just more or less a dead rubber game.
Exactly the way the president frowned at the Super Eagles in their first against Equatorial Guinea in the just concluded Afcon, and after that charge, a negative charge if you ask me, it was win all through until the final. So if the NFF is frowning at the Flying Eagles regarding their performance, to me they're perfectly right, because these boys are not giving us the best of performance. Don't take the win away in the last game against South Sudan. It wasn't convincing for me, and their play wasn't enviable, or kind of play that will send shiver down the spines of their opponents. So they need to step up their game, and we might just leave them there in Ghana.
Anyway, back to the MPFL, we know that the coach of Castina United, Bala Baka, has resigned from the position as the head coach after match day 25 yesterday. He decided to walk away due to lack of conducive atmosphere and non-fulfillment of his contractual agreement with Castina United. We'll talk about that. But then, the games that went down yesterday, we saw Shooting Stars pick their first away win in the ongoing MPFL season against Doma United in Gombe. Monday, Gibson solitary strike ensured that 3SC extended their unbeaten run to 5 games to become the 6th team to compete a double over the same opponent in the league. In Oka, Christian Obi finally secured his first win of Heartland in 17 unsuccessful attempts, beating Abia Warriors 2-0 at the Oka Township Stadium. Lobby Stars maintained top of the log with a 3-2 win against Rivers United. And as well in the Sani Abacha Stadium, we hear that Rangers got a point, 1-0 draw with Kano Pillars in that encounter. The biggest winners on the night has become Plateau United, a 4-0 victory over no other than Gombe United, with one-man Silas Neroit getting a hat-trick, and Alex Enejo also scoring on that game. Rema Stars 1-0 better than Eyimba. Bayosa losing at home, losing away to Kwara in a lorry, and another to the British Sporting Lagos by a 1-0. We hear that Abakal in his final game ended in a 1-0 loss against Sunshine Stars of Akure, while Akwa United, it seems a return to the Gospel Babio Stadium has helped them two wins in a row. They beat Benin Insurance by 2-0 in Uyo. Fine, brother.
It was a fantastic game of football yesterday all across the federation, as we saw matches from the north, the west, east and south. But the biggest one for me wasn't that thrashing, but the game between Niger Tornadoes and Sporting Lagos. Sporting Lagos coming from a 4-1 win in their last game, only to lose to Niger Tornadoes, who is neither here nor there. We caught up with the coach of Niger Tornadoes, coach Menjen Mohammed, and he got these for us this morning regarding the win.
I give glory to God that the boys play wonderfully, even though this second round every club is tightening up now, knowing well that Sporting Lagos are coming from 4-0 bash over Raymond, so they come with that confidence. And my team too, because we went away, we won. They were playing under pressure. So because they all want to win by all means, so that was why they were playing under pressure. So but at the end of the day, we thank God for the 3 points.
At the end of the day, it's all about the 3-pointer. Sport Bishop 5 goals thriller in the game between Lobby Stars and Rivers United. Rivers United have been drinking goals of lately, and remember, they are so representative in the continent, as they will be playing at USM Orges. Come on, they need to tighten up their defense. And what's up with Bendel Insurance?
Absolutely.
You lose today, you win tomorrow. Come on, get your hearts together.
Monday, DK, what's going on? Anyway, full result: Plateau United 4, Gombe United 0, Remo Stars 1, Aimba 0, Canopilas 1, Enugu Rangers 1, Aqua United 3, Bendel Insurance 1, Lobby Stars 3, Rivers United 2, Atlant 2, Abia Warriors 0, Sunshine Stars 1, Katsina United 0, Kwara United 1, Bayelsa United 0, United Tornadoes 1, Sporting Lagos 0, and of course Doma United were beaten at home by Shooting Stars by 3-1. We also hear that we from Didi is on the radar of Turkish giant and Istanbul's giant Galatasaray.
No.
Could that be where he's heading to?
No.
And then we hear that AC Milan are tired. They want to part with Samuel Chukwueze after he has failed to live up to expectations.
Just how many months? Come on. We have seen players in football at their first season. It's been shambolic, but give them time to blend and acclimatize with the league, and you see the best of them. For me, it is too early for a certain Chukwueze to leave AC Milan. And for Wilfred Ndidi, he goes nowhere. Even if he must leave, a Turkish league, it's not a good one. For me, he's still younger. He's just a 26, according to him. He's just 26, but come on, he has more football on his leg. And if he must leave England, Spain should be his best destination.
He's coming from Spain anyway. Let's leave the local scene.
I mean, Wilfred Ndidi, not Chukwueze.
Okay, so let's see how it pans out. Let's see how it pans. Spain. I was thinking. I was thinking Italy.
No, he's technically gifted.
I agree with you. I agree. Anyway, let's leave a local scene and head down to the foreign scene.
Let's take you to the foreign scene.
Where else we begin from? Of course, the game that went down yesterday in the UEFA Champions League, guys. Who would have saw this happening? I want to throw a jab at Manchester United. When Jadon Sancho left you guys, and I tell you, the boy is playing the best football of his life. Goals from Jadon Sancho in the 3rd minute, and of course, Marco Reus in the 90 plus 5 minutes was enough for Borussia Dortmund to beat PSV Eindhoven at the Signal Iduna Park and book themselves a ticket to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. They will be in the draw come Friday. And one team who also did the unthinkable, coming from a goal down, 2 goals and aggregate, talking about Atletico Madrid, caught that goal by Marco Di Marco in the 32nd minute, goes from Antoine Griezmann, and of course Memphis Depay in the 87th minute helped Atletico Madrid to a 2-1 victory on the night, and 2-2 after aggregate to end up winning that game on penalty. The hero of the night has been Atletico Madrid goalkeeper Jan Oblak. He was the hero, 7 penalties from Alexis Sanchez and Davison Klaassen before Inter Lautaro Martinez blasted his spot kick over the Spanish goalkeeper to ensure that the Spanish side advanced in a thrilling encounter.
Sport Bishop, let me take you to Borussia Dortmund, where you have been eulogizing Jadon Sancho for his performance.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you for a fact, and the statistics are there, that Jadon Sancho have scored the lowest rating in his last 4 games when he was on the pitch in Borussia Dortmund's clash against their opponent. 22 players on the field of play, Jadon Sancho scoring the lowest rating. It simply tells you how bad this guy has become. 1 goal in over 11 matches should not be a problem for Man United.
The coach Marco Tazic is not complaining.
But be that as it may, he might be coming back to Man United come this summer. Might is if Sir Jim Ratcliffe would want him back after his spell at Borussia Dortmund. But don't take it away from Borussia Dortmund.
Is this what Man United players are doing well? Memphis Depay, Alexander Sancho, Greenwood.
And I can tell you those some that are not doing well. Big one for Borussia Dortmund last night. I must tell you that a 90th minute striker from Marco Ruiz condemned the PSV to any form of a fighting back. It ended at 3-1 on aggregate for Borussia Dortmund. It's a good one for me. But
how did Inter capitulate from 2-0 up to 2-2 again, and then they looked nervous, especially during the penalty shootout?
I can tell you for a fact that you have to blame a certain Atletico Madrid fans at the Wanda
what a stadium!
What a full name, if you ask me. But then before kickoff, Sport Bishop, there was a video that was trending all over. I saw that video. I was very, very sad. My heart dropped. How come that Vinicius Jr of Real Madrid keep being abused racially, and he has no business with the game? And I saw this and I was like, what's going on? And on my ex handle yesterday, on my ex
formerly Twitter,
formerly Twitter, on the space, fans we are saying, I pray Inter Milan wins this, people. I pray they lose. I pray they do not qualify due to the racial abuse to Vinicius Jr.
It is a problem in Spain that needs to be curbed.
I don't think the administrators are doing enough.
What can they do to curb it?
We'll talk more on that one in the evening. But then, congratulations to Atletico Madrid. Memphis Depay, what a goal at the 87th minute to lift the hope of Coach Diego Simeone. You saw that guy was, his usual antics on the touchline. Such a comical coach.
Full result from the round of 16, second leg. Atletico Madrid 2, Inter Milan 1, Borussia Dortmund 2, PSV 1, PSV 0, but Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund qualifies. The biggest winner of the night for me is AFC Bournemouth, coming from 3 goals down to beat Luton Town 4-3 in the Premier League. I don't know how that happened. You're losing 3-0 at halftime to win 4-3, and Antoine Semenyo scoring a brace in that encounter. In the Coupe de France, Paris Saint-Germain beat Nice by 3-1, and of course, I don't want to ask me, did Mbappe play? The answer is that Mbappe played and Mbappe scored in that 3-1 victory. Also, Fabian Ruiz and Berardo also scored in that encounter. Games continues today in the Europa League. Rangers will take on Benfica, Slava Prague will take on AC Milan, Villarreal vs Olympique de Marseille, West Ham vs United vs Freiburg, Atalanta will take on Sporting Lisbon by Leverkusen with our own Victor Boniface taking on Karabakh. Brighton will take on Roma, Liverpool vs Sparta Prague, where Salah is available and fit to play according to Jurgen Klopp. That he cannot play. May play 90 minutes, but he's ready to start. In the Conference League, Fenerbahce will take on Nyos and Gulis, Fiorentina will take on Maccabi Haifa, PAOK Salonika vs Dynamo Zagreb, is Victoria Pilsen vs Servette, Aston Villa vs Ajax Amsterdam, Club Brugge will take on Molde, and Lille will take on Storm Graz. Don't forget the game to Maccabi Tel Aviv versus Olympiacos. Okay, we'll talk more about that later on the show in the evening, but let's go to tennis and let you know that world number 2 and Sabalenka fell to a surprise defeat by Emma Navarro in the 4th round of the Indian Wells. Belarusian Sabalenka, who successfully defended her US Open title in January, lost 6-3, 3-6, 6-2 to the 23rd seed in that one. We had a fellow American 3rd seed, Coco Gauff, also claimed the 6-love, 6-2 win over Belgian Ellis Martin in that encounter. In the men's, we have that Medvedev who will face Dennis 7th seed Hugo Rune, beat Grigor Dimitrov of Bulgaria 6-4, 6-4, while Hugo Rune beat American 12th seed Taylor Fritz 2-6, 7-6, 6-5, and 6-3. Kaspar Ruud, the 9th seed, overcame Frenchman and Gris Monfils 3-6, 7-6, 6-4, while Ruud, who faced Tommy Paul. Tommy Paul was a 6-4, 6-3 winner over Italian Luca Nardi, the guy who knocked out Novak Djokovic. I'll come to you quickly about this is the result of the game in the NBA. Pistons 113 to 104. The Magic beat the Nets 114 to 106. The Heat lost to the Nuggets 88 to 100. The Pacers defeated the Bulls 129 to 132. The Pacers lost to the Bulls, I beg your pardon. The Grizzlies were beaten at home by the Hornets 98 to 110. The Pelicans lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers 95 to 116. The Mavericks beat the GSW, that is the Golden State Warrior, 109 to 99. The Sacramento Kings beat the LA Lakers 120 to 107, and of course the Trailblazers they beat the Hawks 106 to 102. Games will continue early hours of tomorrow morning. Celtics vs the Sun, Rockets will take on the Wizards, the Bulls vs the Clippers, the Bucks vs the 76ers, the Oklahoma City Thunder vs the Mavericks, and the Trailblazers vs the Knicks. Those games come out from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. Fine boy.
More medals are popping for Team Nigeria, as it was reported earlier this morning that in the mixed martial arts we won gold in the ongoing festival.
So we can do mixed martial arts.
What do you expect?
The next Israel Adesanya is in the making.
we can do virtually everything in the world of sport.
Absolutely.
Join us later this evening at exactly 4 p.m. on the show Sport Lounge. We will be back to talk more on all the trending stories making round in the world of sport, and we will be extracting your thoughts. Who would you like Arsenal to meet in the Champions League? Who would you want Barcelona to play
meet?
in the Champions League?
Well,
Or better still, do you want Bayern Munich and Man City?
Do you want a Madrid derby? Do you want Arsenal vs Manchester City?
Let's hear your thoughts later this evening at 4 p.m. on the show Sport Lounge. But before then, or until then, keep listening to
Voice of the People
96.